Hey, what's up, everyone? Alex here from Computer Headquarters, and I was making a video here about I'm going to call it the 4090 situation, and kind of like inspired by JayzTwoCents. He just put this video out yesterday called NVIDIA at It Again. I watched it yesterday, and I wanted to make a video even immediately after watching his video because I was excited about interested in his content. This video, I like his channel a lot. I like the videos he makes, and I love when he makes videos about the market. And yes, I do have him muted on purpose so that you can hear me talking. And I don't want to just, it's muted. So I do want to say, love Jay's channel. And I think I just said that. I've been watching it for a long time. This is not like a hit piece on Jay. This is completely the opposite. And I've talked to Jay in the past. I've emailed him. He actually replies. Great guy. Very nice on the interactions I've had with him. Jay, for whatever reason you're watching my video, you should really, I'm not joking, you should really come down here. We're in San Diego. We're like an hour away from you. We have a pretty sick land setup. You can film here if you want to. We have about 20 to 30 videos coming out soon that will be showing the land center off in each individual build, but you could also show them. And also, I know you're a car guy, and so am I, and I know you have an R6 Avant. I used to have one a couple years ago. I sold it and switched to an M5 CS, which I still have at the moment. For now, I'll probably sell it soon, but if you want to drive an M5 CS, you're welcome to come down here. Okay, I digress. That's funny to say that because Jay says that all the time. All right, so Jay's video is talking about 4090, the state of the market with 4090s, and how things are out of stock, how prices are high, and that maybe they're going higher, and that there are scalpers. And he's looking at Newegg marketplace, which is like right here. So he's probably looking like he probably did this, had a sorted lowest to highest for 4090s, and like today is a day later. I don't know if my results are the same as his, but you'll see like the cheapest card right now is $1,900. At least this is a liquid cooled card. This is a pretty cool card, but you know, they used to be more like $1,500, $1,600 for new, and now it's like, you know, $1,900 is definitely the lowest, and they quickly go up to $2,000 and even higher. So he was going through the marketplace and saying, you know, he noticed GH Electronics, I think it was, this guy GH Electronics selling a lot of stuff, and scalping and stuff like that is how he was calling it. And I was pretty sure he was going to run into my company, because I knew that we had 4090 Strix for sale for $2,500. And I'm like, here we go. He's probably going to be like, Computer Headquarters, these dirty scalpers. And he didn't see us. And it's because our 4090 Strix cards actually sold, and they're refurbished. They're not even new. They sold for $2,500 out of stock. They're gone. Not that we had a ton of them, but I'm just letting you guys know that the things he's saying about the market, the prices in the market changing, in my opinion, are true. And so this video is a speculation video. A lot of the things I'm saying are speculation. So, you know, tell your lawyers that I said that. I said speculation 3 times now. Anyway, so I want to give my side. I'm in the industry. Jay and I are in the same industry, being computers, but I am buying and selling. I sell 1,000, 2,000 video cards a month. Same with motherboards. We sell a bunch of PCs. We build our own PCs in-house. We're talking directly with manufacturers and the biggest distributors in the United States. So we get a lot of the things that he might not hear. And so I want to kind of add on top of what he said. And it might be, he might like to hear that stuff too. And his fans might like to hear that stuff. So, okay. So as a business, I'm so sure that the prices are going to go up from what I've heard, that I even went on Newegg. You can see this says 11/3. Today's the 10th. So a week ago, I bought 2 of these because even a week ago, I knew the prices were going up, and I paid $1,710 for used open box cards, 2 of them, because our stock was getting a little bit low, and we sell a lot of 4090 machines to customers. So I wanted to make sure we had a couple more in case the floor turned into $2,500, and that's almost the price of the whole computer, right? So I bought a couple more. I'm just showing proof that I'm showing you the proof so that you know that I'm not just making this up. Also, if you go onto eBay, which is probably even better way to check where the prices are, you sort by lowest to highest, and you only do buy it now, and you only do sellers that have a decent amount of feedback. So I just looked at these a minute ago. I'm like, oh, this guy right here, Techno Shop Total Wireless, 1,700 reviews, looks legit, brand new, less than $1,700. He had 4 of them in stock. Well, if you go look right now, they're gone because I bought them. I wanted those for my stock. I bought all 4 of them. There are plenty of other cards to buy, but I actually looked the other day and the floor price was $1,900. For some reason, I think a lot of people heard about this and they started selling their cards, anticipating that they could get top dollar. That's just my guess, but I think that this will, these onesie twosie people that are just jumping on eBay to sell their card off at a high price, thinking that they're going to buy again later for a lower price. I think that this is going to all fade away and the prices are going to go much, much higher. So let's get into that a little bit. I wanted to talk about scalping a little bit too, because there's quite the negative connotation with the phrase scalping and video card scalpers, and a lot of it came from botters. So there are all these people, starting back in COVID, I think 2020, that were paying bots to buy stuff up, like video cards, and then they would just resell them, and especially PlayStation 5s. I think that was one of the biggest things, was PlayStation 5s being bought off of like Target.com and Sony.com and all that kind of stuff, and paying sticker price, MSRP $500, and then putting them up online for $800 or whatever. So there's definitely a negative connotation, but video cards have been quite the market over the past 8 years, especially because of crypto mining. And so there have been these big roller coaster waves of prices going up and down, and sometimes Nvidia is manipulating the market probably, and sometimes it's crypto related, and blah blah blah. So scalper kind of became this thing, and I always think, when I think scalper, I think of ticket scalpers. Like as a kid going to 49er football games, because I grew up in Northern California. I now live in Southern, but I grew up in Northern California, and going to those games, and there's guys out there with tickets, and like, hey, come buy a ticket for people that don't have one. Some people, that's what they do. They just go to the parking lot to the football game, and they don't even have a ticket. They just look for a scalper. And there were always stories you'd hear about, it was a fake ticket, and you get to the door to try to get in, and the ticket doesn't work. And how are you going to go find that guy in the sea of 50,000 people? Probably not. You got ripped off, right? So there's always been a negative connotation or association with scalpers. And the way that Jay was talking about it, you could say that my business is a scalper business or something. Sorry, I need a drink. You could say I'm a scalper, or we're scalpers, based on kind of the way he framed it. And I'm not calling him out. I just want to explain it, because the way that I look at it is just, there's a price that someone offers me or my business. Here's what you can pay for it. And then there's the market who is determining how much it's worth. And that's all it is. So going back to crypto mining days, I wasn't paying the same price for a video card that was now selling for double. Like 3090s were supposed to be I don't remember exact numbers, but let's just say they were supposed to be MSRP of $1,200, and they were going for $2,400. I wasn't paying, let's just say if they were selling for $1,200, and the dealer price would normally be like $1,000 or $1,100, so you can make a margin. I wasn't still paying $1,100. I was paying $1,900 or $2,000 or $2,100. You're still your price as a buyer, as a company or business. It wasn't just staying low and you're doubling your money. You're making double the money and sitting there, counting your dollar bills. No one was selling this stuff for those correct prices. So I just want to point that out. That's how the market's almost always been like that. Sure, sometimes there are these in between zones where maybe the day that you bought it and then it shipped to you, and the day that you got it, maybe the market changed in between. But it goes both ways. Sometimes the market drops. So there have been times where we're selling things at a loss, and there's times that we're selling things and getting to make a better margin because the market adjusted while we're waiting to receive the product. So it can go either way, and that is the risk of running a business. As a buyer, you have no risk basically associated with that kind of thing. But as a seller, you're spending sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars, or bigger businesses millions of dollars, with the risk that the market could swing on you and you'd lose money and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to explain, because I don't, at the end of the day, whatever someone's selling something for here here's Newegg, and this guy's selling this Gigabyte Arrow for $2,500. If that sounds like a scalper, a ripoff, he's a whatever, say whatever you want about it, or the seller, you don't have to buy it. That's the whole point. Supply and demand. The market determines what things can sell for. Here's a Strix White Edition, $2,700. In my opinion, that will sell for that price eventually. That's the Strix White cards just go for a huge premium. So anyway, let's talk about the actual big stuff. So the rumors that I hear, the whispers, the phone conversations I have with people. So these are other dealers in my industry. These are distributors. These are manufacturers. 4090 supply was cut like almost a month ago now. They stopped making 4090s. So I say NVIDIA stopped making the chip that they would give to the manufacturer or that they would use for a Founders Edition card to make more of them. There are whatever they have, whatever the manufacturers had was like all they had left. There's no more coming. So that's a huge problem because we're going into holiday season, the busiest time of the year, where I would say probably 15 to 20% of all video cards for the entire year will sell within like 2 or 3 weeks, sometimes even 1 week. That the prices are going to go through the roof. If there are no 4090s, the prices will go through the roof. They will go to $2,500. In my opinion, I can't see the future, but in my opinion, they'll probably go to $2,500 or higher. The Strix type cards, the really high end, hard to get stuff, like the Strix White, might be more like $3,000. Again, just my opinion. And as a result of this, there will be 2 other major cards that will be affected by this problem. The 4080 and the RX 7900 XTX 24 gig. So there are a lot of buyers out there who will only buy NVIDIA. And those people that want a 4090 that say, oh, I'm not going to pay $2,500. That's ridiculous. Well, what card are they going to buy instead? They're going to buy a 4080. They're going to look at what's the performance, the value. They say, I'll buy a 4080 right now. When the market comes back, I'll sell my 4080 and I'll get a 4090, or maybe something new will be out. So that's probably what they'll do. And so NVIDIA is not dumb. They're a multi-billion-dollar smart company. They're so smart, they're like leading the revolution of AI. They know exactly what they're doing. So then you say, well, why are they doing this? Why are they stopped? Are they not making enough money on the 4090? No, they're making gobs of money off of selling 4090s. So what could motivate them so much to stop selling 4090s? 2 things, one of 2 things in my opinion. So number one is what a lot of other people have been reporting on, which is there's a 4080 Super, 4080 Ti Super coming out, maybe even a 4090 Ti or Super, blah, 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 some other cards. And they want to drain some stuff and then raise the prices so that when these new cards come out, that they can come in at higher prices than before, and NVIDIA can make even more money. And those are great reasons, and that might be the case. But another reason could be is that the 4080 was never that great of a seller. That's always what we've seen. It's never been a really strong seller, but maybe they had tons of production of that chip for whatever reason, and maybe they're overstocked on 4080s, and they're like, we need to move 4080 chips. We need to empty all the inventory. We want to make 4080 Supers or whatever, and we need to get this stuff out of here. So you raise the 4090 price and you make the 4080 look way more attractive at $1,200, right? And if that's not the case, and their 4090s go up to 20, let's just say they go up to the 2500 zone, and the 4080s are not overstocked. There's not gobs of 4080s, and that they didn't have an overstock problem in the first place. What will happen is the 4080 price will also come up. 4080s will start going for $1,500, $1,600 as a reflection of the 4090 being so high. There's no way around it unless there's just a ton of stock. And unfortunately for NVIDIA, the 7900 XTX 24 gig card will also go up because they've been selling for like $1,000, sometimes even $900 on sale for a long time, and it's a great card. Why would you spend $1,500, $1,600 on a 4080 or $2,500 on a 4090 when you could get a 7900 XTX for $1,000? I think those prices will go up as a result, unless there's too much. If there's a ton of stock of 7900 XTX and the AMD is just like sitting there rubbing their hands like, this is what we were waiting for, we're waiting for NVIDIA to do this, then they're going to be in good position to sell a ton of cards at $1,000. But I said this earlier, there are also tons of customers who will not touch AMD video cards. That's just, they've been brainwashed that way. I'm literally recording this on a computer that has a 7900 XTX in it, so I'm not one of those people. And my computer at my house has a 4090, so I play with everything. I like competition. So okay, I talked about production, and I also, sorry, I didn't say this. I was told by one person that 4090 is I said that in such a weird way. Discontinued, never coming back, and it's being replaced with something else. So I don't know what's true about that part, but I do know that the production has stopped from what I've heard from a bunch of people. Sorry, I shouldn't say I do know. I've been told many times that the production has been stopped. Okay, so I said that 4090 price is probably going up to $2,500. I've talked about supply and demand, and one thing I didn't really talk about much is the government changes. So there are two things that are happening at the same time. There's NVIDIA saying we're not making any more 4090s, and then there's the government saying, hey, 4090s can't be sold to China anymore at all. And that's a big deal too. I heard from one person that does a lot of business with China that the street price right now for 4090s in China is $3,000. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. And I heard that Hong Kong, it's already like $2,000 or $2,500 street price, and that there are a bunch of people trying to sneak cards from Hong Kong into China. And I've had people from Hong Kong that I've never done business with before, but have my email from like whatever websites my company's registered with for trading equipment, computer equipment, that are like now email me saying like, hey, can I buy 4090s? And I'm like, no, because I don't want to deal with the headache if you're selling them to China. Even if my invoice to you is in Hong Kong, I just don't want to go down that rabbit hole of having the feds calling me asking me, why are you selling 4090s to China? So we only sell to the United States for 4090s. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so government changes will drive the price up as well, and because there's going to be this demand from China to try to get the cards from other places. So we got the government changes, and then we have the NVIDIA stopping the production, and it's just like a perfect storm of problems to make the supply. The supply is low, the demand will be high, the price will go up. That's how that math works. So that's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to. I think I touched on everything. This is why I think the prices are going to go up with all these things I mentioned, and it will be. I just think the most important or the most interesting thing will be how will the 4080 prices change? Will they change? How will the 7900 XTXs change? And what card will we see in Q1 as a result of all this? Hopefully I'll make a follow-up video. Jay will make even better is if Jay makes a follow-up video to the aftermath. Hope you guys enjoyed the information. We'll see you in the next one.